The following is a special presentation of the PDF Sports Network.
Hey, good morning, what it do and all that. I'm gonna install it, cool. All right, good morning, July 20th. We are in the middle of the summertime, summertime, like the Will Smith joint goes, timeless. One of the songs out there that when you hear it, you absolutely know immediately that you are officially in the summertime. Also, a lot of good music coming out lately. The new Clips album is actually really good. If you are into that type of music, Clips album is definitely on rotation. My son, he's a big fan of the Mexican OT, which is pretty funny. So, good morning, Independent Forum. Good morning, Bleezy's. Good morning to the Players Lounge. Good morning, MPA in the AFL. I gotta find out whether LAL has a lounge. If there's a LAL lounge, let a brother in so I can share and talk LAL as they get started. They had two teams do inter-league games, which is dope. Because again, we saw in the spring, teams just stuck with playing their league games. That's what it is. They played their league games and then took their ticket to nationals. So we didn't get a chance to see some of those matchups that we wanted to see, but it is what it is. I was talking to Kev, East Coast Locker Room, about that. Friday. I'm sorry, I'm losing track of the days. And that was pretty interesting. His take on it. Pretty dope though. So we had the Bandits and the Pharaohs, which was a good game. If you just looked at the final score, you're like, well, that's 2-score game, 14 points, blah, blah, blah. But if you actually took a look at the game, it was, Bandits had the ball. Well, the Bandits tied the game up. Good morning. Bandits tied the game up, and then the Pharaohs came down and threw, as I said, a calm touchdown pass to Mims on a fade route, and that gave them the lead. It was only a 6-point lead, though. Bandits had two opportunities with the ball to try to tie it, or with a conversion, go up and take the lead. They were just unable to do so. 2 fourth down stands by the Pharaohs, which I'm gonna let the lead. What's this at? I have so many doggone things. Anyway, so they were unable to. The Pharaohs. Let me not say the Bandits were unable to. The Pharaohs defense tightened up and got the job done. So there's a couple of talking points to talk about today as we get this thing going. The first thing I want to do, since last week we were so heavy talking into the Seminoles versus Gravediggers game, I want to first and foremost make mention of what's going on in the regular season. If you look at the NEFL scores from yesterday, Windsor Flyers 34-6 over the Silverbacks. The Windsor Flyers in AA competition for the NEFL are now at a perfect 4-0 record, so they're doing really well. Shout out to those guys, 34-6. That's a pretty big win. And the Silverbacks are a single A team that were 2-1. So the way that NEFL does it is the AA teams do cross games with the single A teams, so that they don't have to play the same team over and over again. So that's pretty cool. In AAA action, pardon me, the Boston Bandits defeated the Middleborough Cobras 26-9. Kev got that one wrong. He picked that the Cobras were going to win that. And the Bandits surging back to toward the top of the standings. Both of them are now tied in for second place, with the Bandits obviously having the advantage with the head-to-head. They're both behind the New England Bombers, who stand at 5-0. The New England Bombers moved to 5-0 by defeating the Mill City Eagles 53-6. So you will see as we talk about the rankings in the region that the New England Bombers are a team that we're going to have to pay attention to. They might be the next coming of the Admirals. So we shall see who takes the throne from that one. Hey, what up, Pagan? How you doing, sir? So, in other action, the Rhode Island Raptors dropped their game to the Haverhill Hitmen. Hitmen, really good team. A lot of guys over there. A lot of savvy veterans over there. 34-12. Haverhill Hitmen beat the Rhode Island Raptors. Rhode Island, they have the Rhode Island Raptors, and then the other Rhode Island team, the Riptide. Riptide's doing pretty good in single A, but Rhode Island's had a tough go at it. Not really the powerhouse of the New England states when it comes to producing semi-pro teams. They're like the Delaware of the North, so to speak. But maybe just as Delaware had some success during the course of the spring, maybe Rhode Island will surprise a few people going forward. The Massachusetts Warriors defeated the Middlesex County Longhorns 38-6. And in the last game of the evening, the Vermont Ravens beat the Metro West Golden Badgers, who are struggling, 28-13. But everybody seems to be scoring, and nobody seems to be completely, getting destroyed, except for Mill City Eagles, who got destroyed. But at the same time, they're still not sitting here winless. So NEFL seems like they figured it out in terms of the balance of scheduling this single A, double A, triple A thing. So make sure you check out their website, nefl.us, so you can kind of see what those guys are doing. On the schedule for this week, up in Cranston, Rhode Island, really nice stadium up there, by the way. Definitely got to get up there. Windsor Flyers take on the Rhode Island Riptide. That's a 3:30 kick on Saturday. All these are Saturday games. One Sunday game. The Saturday games are New England Bombers versus Middleborough Cobras, so see if the Cobras can bounce back, but that should be a good one. Boston Bandits play the Grand State Destroyers, so the Bandits get a chance to get on a little bit of a roll, and we'll see if GSD can recover. Mill City Eagles take on the Glens Falls Green Jackets. Glens Falls Green Jackets and the Grand State Destroyers played to a 10-10 tie. They went into overtime, and the whole bit ended up finishing in a tie, 10-10. Middlesex County Longhorns played the Rhode Island Raptors this week. Massachusetts Warriors played the Haverhill Hitmen. That's a bit of an intriguing matchup. And the Metro West Golden Badgers play the New England Black Panthers. That's the final game of Saturday. Sunday, you have the New London County Silverbacks playing the Vermont Ravens. That game will be at Burlington High School up in Burlington, Vermont. So great program, the Vermont. Vermont has it was the Southern Vermont Storm, has a very great program, but Vermont produces some really quality organizations. So over in the ECFL, I know I said I was going to be up in the Connecticut area yesterday for the nightcap. It's supposed to be a 7 o'clock kick, Valley Generals versus the Rhodey Ravens. There was an accident involving one of the players who is in critical condition. Prayers, shout outs to him to make a full speedy recovery. So as a result of that accident, they decided to postpone the game. So we'll keep you posted on that, and I'll get up there. Actually, I'm doing a couple other Valley General games with HSG Network, so we will definitely take you up to Connecticut to check those teams out in the relatively near future. I was planning on doing it yesterday, but again, speedy recovery to that young man. Troy City Titans 27, Randolph Oilers 6. So Randolph Oilers drop to 1-2, and the Troy City Titans jump up to 3-1. In cross league action, the ECFL's Tri-State Bruins pulled out a win 26-20 over the Connecticut Tar Heels of the EFA. So there's teams that are getting it done, getting along, and getting these interleague games done. So That's awesome. And then, of course, we'll get to the interleague game that we were at yesterday and talk about that. Checking the comments, make sure I didn't miss anything. Boop, boop. There you go. Got it. So next week, July 26th, they have 3 Saturday games. You have the Tri-City Titans versus the Rhody Ravens, Northeast Bulls versus the Connecticut Lightning, and the Randolph Oilers versus the Tri-State Bruins. Those are the games that are on tap. And with that being said, I'm going to go to the comments, see if anybody has any commentary, and then we'll take it from there. Boom, boom, boom. Good morning, good morning. Yep, everybody says good morning. Got it. Yeah, pretty much it. Yep. Summer, I know early is way too early, especially 9:30, but hey, good morning, Will. How you doing, man? Looking forward to seeing the Sharks this year, man. Pretty excited. So should be a good time. So moving forward, again, we went to the Bandits Pharaohs game. Awesome job by both programs. They came out there, matching helmets, matching jerseys, although the jersey numbers gave the Pharaohs a little bit of a challenge having their first touchdown called back. But overall, good, clean game. Teams that are very familiar with one another, and on both sides, very good coaching, which obviously I'm a little bit biased about, but hey, it is what it is. Julius and Light are a tandem that is absolutely awesome. I think we often take for granted because, we default when we talk about coaching in semi-pro football. We talk about Spina, absolutely 100%. We talk about the Pudgy Walshes of the world when it comes to the historical end, absolutely 100%. But there is a field to be spoken about as opposed to just the ones at the top. And when it comes down to staffing-wise, Light on the offensive side of the ball and Jules on the defensive side of the ball, very, very formidable. And we saw that they were able to hold their players accountable. They had a rotation. They were definitely playing some players that were making their debut to kind of see what they got, kicking the tires and such, which is what you do in those type of situations. However, if a player didn't know the play, and I was lucky enough to be down on the field close to the action. And by the way, if Randy Anderson is watching, I got a bone to pick with you. Pause. 100%. You keep on talking about my camera work skills. Meanwhile, I'll get to that in a second. But I was able to kind of hear the banter back and forth. I was on the field on both sidelines going back and forth, giving you guys the best possible angles for the sake of television. And just to hear the attention to detail, the way that they addressed it, the way that they were coaching through it, absolutely awesome on both sides, the Pharaohs and the Bandits. But this is the first time I really paid attention to the dynamic of how the Pharaohs go from offense, defense, special teams, and how they maneuver through the course of a game. And the chemistry between Light and Jules is solid, absolutely solid. And then on the other side of the ball, you had a Bandits team with a lot of fresh faces. There are some players that are obviously not there anymore because they decided to play in the LAL with the Seminoles or whoever it is that they were playing with. So, no, they weren't missing any guys like some people like to say. They were just like, hey, this is the team. This is this newest version of the team. And you got to respect that because they're into coaching and getting the ones that are there, the newest edition, moving on. So to go along with that, the ability for teams to get the next generation to recruit. And again, a lot of these faces I had never seen play on a semi-pro field ever. And they're coaching those guys up. That's what we were talking about for the last 2 weeks, I would say, about the ability of teams to stay competitive and to eventually build and try to compete for a championship. Now, hey, boy, what's up, Noble? A lot of the things that we've seen in semi-pro in terms of teams that were folding are from teams that were kind of put together very quickly. So let's deal with the 800-pound gorilla in the room, the Silverbacks, which were a team that was built last year, veteran team. And again, correct me if I'm wrong, and I know Gerb will definitely correct me if I'm wrong later on, but they were built from free agency. And I was asked on the East Coast Locker Room platform yesterday, or sorry, Friday. I asked on that platform, hey, like when you're in a team, like what are these issues that teams are running into? And I told them, hey, good morning, sir. How are you?
What's up, Uncle Pat?
Hold on, let me flip camera because I'm not hearing your sound good. So now flip camera back. How you
Okay.
doing, sir? Are you in like
Morning, Unc.
Afghanistan?
Morning, Unc.
Morning, sir. How you doing? Are you in Afghanistan or Ukraine or like
No,
war
I'm
zone?
here. I'm at Catwoman's Hospital. I just had a son yesterday. Well, 2 days ago on Friday.
Yeah.
Facts. I'm taking a little medicine break, as I would say to my kids, a medicine break.
There you go. Nicely done. Oh, congratulations, sir.
Yeah,
What? So
facts.
name and I don't do the whole pounds and ounces thing.
He was eight
Like
pounds seven. He was 8 pounds 7 ounces. I was 8 pounds 8 ounces when I was born. His name is
oh,
Nova. His name is Nova Flash.
that's fly. That's extra fly, man. Oh
Yeah,
wow. Yeah, yeah. Oh man. Ooh.
it's lit,
You
man.
you could tell, man. But he's gonna be a problem in school with the girls with a name like that. Like they
Yeah,
call me
Nova
Nova
Flash. Like
Flash, man.
Nova. They gonna be chasing him around and stuff. So.
Nice, nice, nice. So how you doing this morning, sir?
Man, I'm chilling. I'm ready to play some football though. I ain't gonna lie. I've been excited. People are emotional and stuff, and they think my emotions is like I be in my feelings, but I don't really be in my feelings. I just like to add fuel to my fire. I'm one of the people that could talk shit, and the more I talk shit, the more powers I get. Everybody can't do what I do, so that's all. But yeah, I'm
Now
ready to play
here's
some
the
football, and I'm excited for the football. Like I feel like this is gonna be good football.
Indeed. Now, here's the thing, right? When you played on my teams and you would get all fired up and such, you would tell me, Pat, I'm in my zone. Pat, leave me alone. This is how I play. I had to tell you, like the people, and this is what's the topic for today, this morning,
Yeah,
the people that you're surrounded with, if they don't play well when they are fired up, like some people need to, like, it's just like
you got
studying for a
everybody can't.
test.
Yeah, I learned that too. Everybody can't handle the way. Everybody not the type of player I am. Like you can't be rowdy. Some people get overwhelmed and they play too. When they play too excited, they fuck around, fuck up. They're adrenaline rushing and shit. Yeah, facts.
Flags all over the place, the whole bit, indeed. So it's just about knowing your teammates, and I think you've done a very good job of being more in tune about the people around you on your team. And as you go and experience playing on different teams with different players, obviously Green Wave is your home base, but we've seen you in other uniforms and such, and playing with different players, whether it be even in the den with the unit or Pharaohs, now the Bears. That's about the energy, that knowing the chemistry around you and what they react to. See, like when I played in college, which I would have mopped the floor with you if we had met on a football field. Let me just
Now
remind
you
you
a
of
big
that.
dude. You a big dude. You a big dude. You probably
Yeah,
would have did a little something.
damn
I don't
it,
know about
man,
mop the
damn
floor, but
it.
I give you that. I give you that.
So I was one of those, but like you couldn't yell and scream at me. It wouldn't do anything for me. It's just like I didn't operate like that. But I'm a kind of a mellow person. So if no, let's have a go. I'd be like, yeah, that doesn't work for me. But for some people, they don't get into gear unless you yell at them. It's very
No, that's a
interesting.
fact.
So now here's the thing: building team, right? So you were talking about during the course of the week with all the drama that was going on with people moving teams and this and that. Correct me if I'm wrong, and if you disagree, please tell me that you disagree. The Silverbacks last year were built off of free agents trying to take a shortcut to win a championship.
Yes, and I also feel like yes, but I also feel like the guy who ran the Silverbacks, he had a good, he had a program. Like I don't think it wasn't a program. I feel like he gave them everything they wanted. They had sweatsuits, they had book bags. Like that's a program to me. When he was recruiting me, he offered me a lot of stuff that I'm like, oh, I'll go, but I just wasn't going to Jersey to play ball. You get what I'm saying? So I
Right,
don't think
but
that he was
those
just. Go ahead, go ahead.
but those things offered to a veteran player who, again, he could give you bags, he could give you jumpsuits, the whole bit. But home base for you is the Green Wave.
Yeah.
That's where that was your day one. You know what I'm saying? And ironically, as the world is blowing up with homeboy from the that CEO who was hugging up on the HR chick at the Coldplay concert. I know you've seen that,
Yeah.
right? So it's just like with your
But
day
is he
one.
married? Is he married though?
Yeah, and his wife is actually better looking than the chick that he was with.
That
Like
was just
straight
his
up.
eater. That was his eater. You know how that go.
Yeah, it was wild. It was wild. So like whatever is offered to you, is not the same than when it's home. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
like when you offer those type of things to players who have kind of been there, done that, but also have their allegiance to home, and it's usually their first team that they've ever played with, right? So like for me, quality organizations, Seminoles included, and this is why a lot of people miss it. Like the Seminoles that you see now are not in building mode; they're in sustaining mode.
It is correct.
So
I don't. I'm telling you, Pat. I don't. Go ahead. Finish what you're saying. Then we could just talk how we feel because this just session. So go ahead. Go ahead.
So when what got the Seminoles to year 5, year 10, year 15 were the day one Seminoles. Now that shit it's already the ball's already like the avalanche is already going. So it doesn't freaking matter. But other teams can't do what the Seminoles do and just retool with for all free agents. They have to build with homegrown talent.
And
And
I
it may mean to sacrifice wins for the first couple years. But
and
people
I
don't
get
want to
it.
hear that.
Like for instance, like the Lakers and the Celtics, or like the Lakers. Everybody want to play. It don't matter who it is. The Seminoles, I can't lie. The Seminoles are like the Lakers. Everyone would love to play for the Lakers because that's the Showtime Lakers or the Knicks or something like that. You get what I'm saying?
Oh, don't say Knicks, but yes, Lakers. You had me at Lakers. You
All
had me
right,
at
all
Lakers.
right, not the Knicks, but if you from New York, you'll play for. You get what I'm saying? Now the Knicks
Good
is
point.
lit.
Right.
Like if somebody
But
want a big market like Giannis, Giannis really wants to go to the Knicks. He wants to be in a big market, stuff like that. You get what I'm saying?
right. But Oklahoma City was built with their dudes.
Exactly.
And again, if they other teams, Sixers included, trying to sign Paul George and sign this guy or sign that guy, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. You gotta grow talent at home and in the NBA or even in the NFL. Those minimum contracts, right? You don't have to spend as much money because they're not comparing you to anybody else. So you could kind of get them on a bargain and have more of them. Whereas if you're sitting there trying to woo a free agent in, you got to spend more bread, right?
Yeah.
So the Silverbacks last year tried to build quick to get a chip, and we have not seen that work.
It's never worked.
And nobody's beating the Seminoles that way because the teams that have beaten the Seminoles have all been 5, 10, 20-year programs who were built, not free agent put together. Let's get some cool uniforms and call ourselves the New York Giraffes or whatever. Big shout out to Fridge. Rest in peace, my guy. He used to make that joke all the time. Like everybody just wants to start a team and then bring all these players, like the recycled players, and kind of move from there. So to me, in order for you to have an organization that goes 5, 10, 15 years, you have to build on at least 20 players who have never played semi-pro football before, that their first experience is you.
That's how it gotta be. Cause then you could grow. Like the Dolphins, I'm gonna be honest with you. If the Dolphins keep that boat rolling, the
Yep.
Dolphins gonna beat them. They got a whole bunch of guys that you don't know. They went out.
Yep.
I like the Dolphins. I ain't gonna lie. The Dolphins could beat them. And look, for instance, right? You see how
And I like
OKC,
and the Hurricanes too.
the
Hurricanes are
Hurricanes
built.
too. The Hurricanes on the rise. They got some tough players over there. They
There you
definitely
go.
do. Players just gotta stay committed and believe, bro. You'll feel more. The reason why I be mad at people because I feel like you'll feel more better if you win and you know you work for that shit. Like winning and like you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Granted,
I
like
mean,
everybody says
you,
that my green wave chip may be like, but I work for that. On my end, I work because this is my team, and then I made people believe in the cause.
there you
You get
go.
what I'm saying? You got to make people believe in the cause, and that's why I left. All right, first I'm gonna ask. Matter of fact, I'm gonna say it like this: how do you feel about me going to the Biz? Do you think that was a bad decision for me? You could be honest, as my uncle, or do you
No,
see, or do you see what I'm trying to do?
I see because Sadiq moves the same way. Sadiq is more likely to move to the place where people are not, ironically, what's not the wave. Sadiq will do the opposite of the wave, and I like
Yeah,
that. When Kadeem and Ramsey went up to
that was
play for
nice.
the
Yeah,
Golden Lions, hey, look, this is what we're gonna do. And sometimes it works, and sometimes it doesn't. When they played on the Mountaineers, right,
it
and
didn't
then the
work.
Mountaineers, well, it didn't work. But you got to respect the fact that they
They
didn't
tried.
have
Yeah.
something stamped and guaranteed. And again, it's not going to be the most popular thing, but
But they
not
want to make
everybody
a name
can.
for themselves. They want to go where they can actually contribute and know that okay, when it's 3rd and 8, they're gonna throw me the ball. You get what I'm saying? I can help. You get what I'm saying? Not when it's oh I'm gonna get in a blowout. You get what I'm saying? Or I'm gonna have to wait until somebody go down to play. That doesn't make sense to me.
Right, and a lot of players like to me the real this is opinion. Later on, a lot of people Patterson the opinion. I respect like a Barry Sanders who takes more pride in his Hall of Fame credentials than
Hmm.
somebody who may have a bunch of Super Bowl rings but was like a role player or like a secondary player, whatever. It's you know
Yeah.
there's backup quarterbacks that have you know or five Patriot rings or four Patriot rings or whatever.
Facts.
Yeah, you were there. You were on the roster. Cool. But do you take more pride in your championship ring or your Hall of Fame ring?
Yes.
And if you're one of the legends in the thing, even if there's not a physical Hall of Fame ring, which there is, by the way, shout out to the Minor League Football Hall of Fame, and big shout out to Earl and Dino and the rest of the inductees for the 2025 Hall of Fame. Again,
You gonna get
it's
me
a
in there,
certain.
right? When I retire, you gonna get me in the Hall of Fame?
Well, you know what the funny is? Let's talk about that for a second. Dominant player on the field, MVP type player on the field, 100%. Off the field, just as much so an MVP. When it comes to, sometimes you crash out, but whatever.
I crash out in
Um,
good ways though.
the energy, correct. So,
Yes. And
a
I
lot.
never take it out of context. I always keep it football. I say crazy shit, but I always keep it football. I crash out football wise.
Right. So somebody just said I didn't answer the question. I love giving context so that you're seeing the how the answer comes to fruition. I would say that a lot of people don't understand that the Hall of Fame gets selected not just of what you did on the field in your film.
It's
It's
an
about what
impact
you.
towards the semi-pro. You know, I know what you. Yeah, that's yeah.
There you go. And nobody can doubt that Noble has an impact on semi-pro football. And again, a lot of people take away from it when you see the type of player that you know their Facebook name, but when they're on the field, you're like, that can't possibly be the dude that was talking all that nonsense or whatever.
Yeah.
So now you got a player who has the talk and has the presence and is the stage, so to speak, and then on top of it, you're making plays on the field. So absolutely a Hall of Famer. Absolutely, I would nominate you.
I'm
And,
working for
and
that.
yeah, and JP says the game is better after the nominee than before. Absolutely. So I would say Noble would definitely be one of those guys who gets people enrolled in. If you've never seen, that's why you got to be mic'd up. Never see the way you interact with your teammates. People have no idea because, of
That's what I'm
course,
saying. And
yeah,
another reason why I see the Bears, like to be honest, I've been seeing it. Like the coach over there, I'm a culture guy. Like I like for football to be respected. You get what I'm saying? Like when a
mm,
coach is talking, everybody. You get what I'm saying? Like I like shit like that. We've been on the team for a while. You can hear me?
absolutely.
All right, because I don't know why she calling me, messing up my live. You can still hear me?
I hear you. You good?
Okay,
You
okay.
good?
Yeah, you've been with me before. At first we clash heads a little bit because you ain't understand and I ain't really understand you. But then you get it. Like I'm for the calls. Like I want people to respect the game. You get what I'm saying? So
Indeed.
I realized that when I make decisions like that, I always feel better about myself. You get what I'm saying? So
Absolutely,
that's
and you're
what
and
that's
you're able to communicate with people from, and that's the beautiful thing about semi-pro football, especially
yeah.
where we're at, is that you have people from all different walks of life. You have guys that are like in literally 20 different income brackets, people that are career criminals, and people that are top-notch lawyers that are competing with each other on a football field. You have some doctors on the field competing with some guys that are
That's
postal
fire though.
workers. Indeed. So, in order for us to communicate with one another, like where else will we have a chance to communicate with one another? Like, we're not in the same country clubs, we're not in the same circles often, right?
Yeah.
So, this is a time in which we're in the same circle. So that's why, especially for when certain people try to like, hey, what up, Corey Sage? With, my kid, TiVo. That's what's up. When it comes to the culture and people trying to like big time other people, like other people are beneath them because of where they are in life and such. It's like, nah, man, on this field, we're the same. It doesn't matter what your
We
W
both
two
playing
says.
semi-pro football, bro.
Yep, you might have played big time before. You might have been on an NFL camp or an NFL roster at one point. We're both here right now, so we're all equals in this thing. And I think the world would be a better place if more people would communicate between each other to get on the same plane and not worry about, what the other stuff that doesn't mean much.
Yo, Enrique, I got my eyebrows done 5 weeks ago. This is just how my eyebrows look, bro. But what? Oh, yo, how do you feel? How do you feel about the that post about that youth game? Remember the youth game when all the players was going crazy? Do you think that can happen in semi-pro? Because I actually think it could.
All I saw was the Jets championship at Evander for the Pioneer League, and I saw everybody jumping around. And I took, by the way, that was like after 5 hours of lives, and I wasn't listening to all of those. Like, y'all got to get to the point a lot
Now
earlier. So
look, it was one. No, I'm talking about when I posted the youth game, and I was like, "Why we got to get our games like this?" That's what I'm talking about. The other five
oh, and
hour
so,
lives was with the was like talking shit about the nose and niggas being cowards leaving a team. I'm talking about making the games lit. Like say for instance, you see how we got the green waves? We in like
mhm,
the New Rochelle uptown area. But we go to
right.
schools, do camps and stuff, do some community service, and then let people know, like, oh, we're a semi-pro team. We have a game, we play New Rochelle. We represent this part of, New York. Come to the game, bring
Ah,
your kids. You get what I'm
good
saying?
point. So
That's all it takes, bro.
last week I was at Cardinal Spellman at the Manhurts, I forgot the Chris Manhurts camp because Shaw Burnett is now the head coach. Congrats to him over at Cardinal Spellman. There's often times where people will post information, and our players in semi-pro are coaches on youth programs, coaches in high school programs, and they'll have events, and we don't support it. We don't go out
Yeah.
to them, and then they stop asking. So my answer is yeah, it's possible. And not only is it possible, it's always available. The Pioneer League, a lot of people even realize this. The Pioneer League has been going continuously since you guys have played.
And
It
that's the
still
league that
goes.
I posted with that chip. So
Yep.
yeah, you could say what I get why you was talking about. I forgot that was your shit. My fault. You was the pioneer.
Yeah, right. So it's still going, right? It's not nearly as public when it comes to the media end of it because I'm not involved in it. Like I have people that run it. I don't run it. Whatever. So
But the
they do
pioneer
it
league
there.
still going?
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't even know that.
continuously has not stopped. And there are teams like the Bronx Bears, the Bronx Steelers are still going. You got oh my God, there's so many teams. Oh, the
The
Coney
Bronx
Island
Steelers is
Sharks.
still going.
Yes, sir. The Coney Island Sharks are still going out in Coney Island, and you guys have an opportunity where you could go out and see their games and such. They don't do a good job of advertising their stuff. I definitely give you that. But the Harlem Jets is still going. When was the last time you
Of
had a
course,
Harlem
the
Jets
Harlem
event?
Jets is gonna go for eternity.
For eternity,
Especially when
indeed.
I get rich, they
When
definitely
was
gonna go for eternity.
when was the last time you talked to Coach Mel and went to one of his practices?
I talk to Coach Mel all the time. I haven't been going to practices. I'll be having practice and games on Saturdays. Coach Mel is my
Oh,
blood
here you
cousin.
go. See, you asked the
Wait,
question
hold
and
on.
you got.
You know, Coach Mel is my blood cousin through blood,
I
like
know
through and
that.
through.
That's why I
Okay, okay.
asked you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Indeed. So when was the last time you went to a Jets practice and showed your face?
To be honest, when I be at Greenway practice, the Jets
Oh, now
practice.
this.
Wait, hold on. Watch this.
No, no, no.
Watch
You see,
this. Watch
everybody's talking
this.
about
Look, look,
me
look,
not
look.
answering questions.
I'm gonna
Okay.
answer it. They be practicing while I'm practicing with Green Wave. And I'm so much of a Harlem Jet. If I see a player that look timid or something, I'm gonna go over there and I'm gonna hype him up. I swear to God. Coach Elohim be out there coaching players. I be trying to make it, you feel me? But I don't. I don't go to the games
Okay,
all
then.
the
All right,
time.
gotcha. You finally answered the question. To answer your question, if you guys made time in your schedule for those type of events and it was well supported, I think you'd have the same exact vibe, 100%.
Yeah, that's true. That's a fact.
By the way,
That's a
at the
fact.
game yesterday at Facina, there was youth soccer that was on the field after the Bandits
And
and
they stayed to
Pharaohs,
watch the game.
and they were looking because they came early, and they're like, "What's this?" And they were all looking through the gate and stuff like that. So yeah, as long as again, sometimes you have to act the part a little bit more, and you have to keep some of the shit talking, at home or whatever. Because keep in mind, with the Patriots, we had a band, and the band had their parents there one time, whatever. And at Maritime, the stands are pretty close to the sideline, and
Yeah.
you could hear the players talking with one another. And one of the parents were like, "Yeah, they really talk like their language is pretty crazy." And I'm like, "Yeah, well, if you're at a college game and there's 30,000 people, you don't hear the players talking on the sideline. They'll probably say similar things, although sometimes y'all really crash out. In an NFL game, I've been on NFL sidelines before. Yeah, their language doesn't sound like church or whatever, but again, there's 70,000 people there, so it kind of drowns out. And there's music and there's other sounds and stuff like that. So I think it just takes like the right coordinating, the right areas, the right situations for that to really pop. And keep in mind they've done it before. Up north, they've done it. The militia, Connecticut militia, had huge crowds full of kids and stuff like that. So,
No, that's a fact. That's
indeed.
definitely a fact.
So now here's the thing when it comes to the culture. Did you see the Bleezy broadcast either last week with the Knowles game or yesterday with
I
the
saw both
Pharaohs?
of them. I was watching the Pharaohs game, but when I turned it on, it was like some ref arguing going on, and I had to be at the baby, so I had to go back and watch. But I watched more of the nose one.
So here's the thing, right? You're a football guy, right? So there's a difference between
Two Blood's
Phil
funny as hell.
is it between broadcasting a game for interest. Like a kid is not going to watch. It's hard for a kid to watch football on television continuously for 2 hours or whatever, 3 hours. It's even worse if it's an all 22 film. So for those that don't know, the all 22 film is like the coach's film, right? So you have like the Randys and me and Randy, get the gloves, me and you, bro, because you keep on talking about my camera skills, and it's tough because you don't want the all 22 for entertainment value. You want the on field, and then when the on field gets to the area where you can't really see, then you go back up to the all 22.
Yo,
You
this
got
is
what
the
I'm saying?
Bleezy. Look. This is all we got to do. You know what it also is? If the Bleezys, we on this Bleezy page every day, right? If the Bleezy could
Hmm.
get how many people in here? It's like 2,000 people in here. Probably a thousand and 1,500 people probably really interact in here every day. If they could get 10 people to donate, 1,500 people to donate $10, that's like two cameras right there. So now y'all can do the broadcast with actual camera, like stream style. You see what I'm saying? Shit like that. That's all niggas gotta do. Niggas gotta stop being. I'm cursing too much. I gotta stop cursing when I be trying to be for a good cause too, right?
Amen.
People just gotta be more like more hungry and stop being shy, bro. Word. The Bleezers could
And
have been.
but
Yo,
it's
I'm
got
telling you.
has it gotten better though?
Yeah,
Because
it's
again,
gotten
we
way
have
better.
the.
Yeah, it's getting
There you
better.
go.
It's getting
So you
better.
just have one dude on a live and it be Jacob. But keep in mind, Randy, we're gonna fight later because I'm trying to get. Keep in mind, like the referees. I know all the referees. Like I know all the coaches. So me being on the field is not like crazy. And with Pioneer, I used to be on the field because I own that shit. So like, tell me I can't be on the field. So I would be pulling kids out of the huddle. Like, yo, what you see right there? What he got up next?
That's
That type
fire.
of
That's
thing.
fire. Give it
Right?
that
Because I
vibe, that real life vibe, like the NFL vibe. Like make it fun for everybody.
right.
Because you know
So
how many
because
people look. You know how many people never was able to play football and they like NFL and they also probably be like, oh, this is interesting too. This is the people that couldn't do it. You get what I'm saying? So now they could relate to that. And this, bro, do you see how many YouTube videos are reacting to semi-pro? They calling it 37U. There go the shot right there. We got
there
our
you
own
go.
name for our own shit. Like that's fire.
Indeed. So now I get to get in the huddle and I get to interview guys and stuff like that because it was my shit, right? So,
Yeah.
but now, but Light told me like, yo, Pat, you're not gonna get my play calling broadcasted, bro. Like, we're not gonna do Bleezy Gate, my guy. So I'm like, you're right. So I'll back out, pause for the play calling such, but in-game interviews or like to get some of the talking back and forth in the huddles, I think is a really dope thing. Now, here's the thing, Randy, and this is why I want to fight you, Randy, is that if Reem is on the field, and Dave Ugarte especially, and they're running back and forth, and now they're running directly at me, no, I'm not going to be able to stabilize a fucking camera. I'm trying to get out of there and not get ran over. So, pardon if the camera was a little shaky. Get over it. That was my 2 cents. All right. But yes,
It was still good, bro. I think he just be joking, but it was still good. At least y'all
now
trying.
he
It's still
wants.
fire.
Yeah, he's not joking.
Like
He
that
wants.
Kingston Lions game when you was on the field, you was like, Noble, that's fire. That should make me
Yeah,
hype because now I got to make another play so I can come back. And you feel me?
yeah, and then players know where I am, and again, I have a certain dynamic where people are going to be respectful and made for TV when they see me. So I think it'll be gold. And again, it's fun and it adds to the culture, and that's what ends up with people being in the Hall of Fame because they've changed the culture and they made the game better. So.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Get the fuck off the field. See, look, Randy, get off the field. You want that content. You know what? Next game,
Yo, I
Randy.
remember when. Yo, I remember when we played the Kingston Lions and everybody was when we was playing the Kingston Lions, the Kingston Lions scored. I mean the Golden Lions, and they scored, and they was in the camera, and they was tight at you for recording them, and that was fire.
Yeah, yeah. You know that's so funny because Randy was sitting. Here we go. Randall was sitting there like, yo, you better get our celebrations. And I'm like, yo, Randy, none of, like, when your players score, they just walk off the field. They see where I am. I'm right there. And he's like, nah. If you get their celebrations, you got to get our celebrations. So now he's saying, get off the field. Isn't that crazy? Where is this dude? Get the gloves, Randy.
Yo, Honcho, I'm telling you, Honcho, please. Do a GoFundMe, get a
Get the
donation. Try to get
gloves,
everybody in
Randy.
here to get $1,500. $10,
Are you
1,500 people for $10, bro. I'm telling you, bro.
are you in a hospital right now?
Up this shit, bro. I've
It
been
looked like
telling you
somebody
this
beat me
for
to the
years.
punch. Oh,
I'm high, but I know
it
what I'm
looks
talking
like a
about.
hospital background. Somebody beat me to the punch. You talk about my camera work one more again. One more again. Talk about my camera work.
Now look, you know what you need? You need a
The hand thing.
you need some sort of like gimbal or stabilizer because even if you backpedaling like that, it won't shake the shot.
That's fair.
You know what I'm saying? I was
That's fair.
trolling, but in all reality, like if you're gonna be on the field, you're literally getting the action shots. You need a stabilizer. So like as you're moving, you could be running backwards, running to the side. It's never gonna it's gonna be a still shot the whole way through. That's what I was saying.
What's
So
up,
like
big
you was
bro?
running back, like it would have
I
been
had
dope.
I had one. I couldn't figure it out. And I think I ended up giving it to Collier because I couldn't figure this shit out. Because somebody send me either buy it and I'll just send you cash for it. So like the simplest one that all you need to do is like charge it and then go. I don't need like calibration and all the rest of it.
Yo, what phone do you have?
An iPhone, the phone that my wife puts in my hands and says,
What
"Here, honey,
number?
it's working."
What number is it?
Hold on. Why?
Aren't you on your phone right now?
I am. I don't know what the hell it is.
He
Oh
can't
my
see what
god.
number it is through the phone. You work at
No,
Apple, so you know.
don't
Oh,
leave.
so Kadeem says we have one. What phone do I have?
You have an iPhone 16 Pro Max.
I have an
Bro.
iPhone 16 Pro Max.
Oh,
Yo,
you
you
got the
could be
best
filming
phone
in
out.
action mode and it
Is it?
stabilizes the shot.
Then you
Oh,
got
my
the
wife
best
takes
phone.
care of me.
Hi, Mama
Thank you.
Pat. Yo, listen, you could be filming in action mode and it will stabilize the shot. You don't
All
need
right. So
anything.
Kadeem says that we have one, but he's been sending me out there butt naked, pause, no homo, and all that. But like he's been sending me out there like, and again when Reem wheels back around, and I see, and by the way, when he threw a pick, he actually bumped into me on the way over. Like I'm trying to get out the way. So hell with the shot, man. So anyway, how's everything going? Otherwise, nicely done. Okay, cool.
He better get my
Well,
$100 ready.
oh,
You said what?
new song to you.
He better get my $100 ready.
Just give him like $100 in diapers. That's basically what's gonna go to.
Yo, to lose by 40 and not get no sacks on my side, you can cry in the car.
Ooh,
Hell no.
Mm-hmm.
ooh,
First of all, I ain't losing by 40. You want to bet $100? I ain't losing by 40.
No, I'm
that's
just betting $100 on me and you, one on one.
ooh.
No. And one sack. He think I can't get one sack on for $100.
Not one.
$100 sack.
Not
That's a
one.
$100 sack.
$100
Mhm.
sack. That's it. Anyway,
Good
so
looking,
anyway,
P.
I do have to get going. My son has a baseball game. So
Mm-hmm.
appreciate you guys. So what did we learn today? We learned build
We learned the
teams.
Pharaohs is ass.
Ooh,
That's number
build,
one.
build teams from the mud. We learned
We learned about the
to
Hall of Fame, how to get in the Hall of Fame.
how to get in the Hall of Fame, and Pat needs a stabilizer. Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, fellas. Again, congrats, Noble, on the baby boy. Again,
Yo,
what was the
Yo,
word,
name
Kev.
word,
Yo,
again?
Kev,
Kev.
word.
Yo, Kev. Last time
Flash.
you tried to double team, I clotheslined you and then put G on his neck.
Ooh, Flash.
I don't
Forget
need no
all
double
that.
team, Kev. I don't need
No,
no
we didn't
double
talk about
team.
that. It's baby talk. So, what was it Nova Flash is the name?
Yeah, Nova Flash.
Woo! That was smooth. That's smooth. Congrats.
Shut up, bro.
We got weddings. We got babies, man. Forget all that football talk, man. Way too early, Pat. Thank you, Mundo. I get to next both of y'all
Already.
out. Bam, bam, gone. Bam. Change the viewer. Bam, out. All right. So it's 10:01. I'm out of here. Got baseball to go. All right, y'all. Holla. Good luck, Anthony. Swing for the fences. Yes, sir. Thank you.